Good day everyone. So today we are going to talk about qualitative research design. So first, what is qualitative research? Qualitative research involves collecting and analyzing non-numerical data to understand concepts, opinions, or experiences. It can be used to gather in-depth insights into a problem or generate new ideas for research. Qualitative research is a type of research that does not deal with any numbers. You are not going to conduct no survey questionnaires, no answering of other yes or no, true or false, or having a set of options. In qualitative research, rather, we choose to use explanations, experiences, stories, and observations in describing our topic and in coming up with our new insights.
Why is that? Because in qualitative research, we believe that not everything may be quantified, say our experiences, the emotions that we have, and our perceptions or beliefs. These things cannot be measured using numbers. It is only through words or descriptions that we can explain how important these are.
Meaning to say, we don't calculate anything in qualitative research. Our goal is to completely define or to completely explain a certain topic in order for us to fully understand the human mind, behavior, and characteristics which leads us to the ultimate purpose of qualitative research, and that is to develop a deep and holistic understanding of phenomenon. Now, since our goal is to get experiences, the explanations, the perceptions of people, it not just merely count how many people believe in a certain topic. Instead of using survey questionnaires, we use interview questions, open-ended questions, or questions that requires explanations. Interviews may be conducted in several means, may be conducted face-to-face or through telephone calls. They may be recorded using pen or paper or through gadgets in doing so.
So we have here the common qualitative research design, the ethnography, case study, phenomenology, grounded theory, historical analysis, and narrative report.
So first, ethnography. Ethnography understands human behavior in the cultural context in which it is embedded, describes shared meaning and practices. A lot of people think that since this is called ethnography and that it has a word ethno in the beginning, then it only talks about people who belongs to ethnic groups or cultural groups. We may also use this type of qualitative research in understanding a certain group of people or organization specifically if you want to find out their culture. Hence, an ethnography may be about the lives, the beliefs, and the culture's experiences and practices of a certain ethnic group. So, for example, is yung mga taong pumupunta sa iba't ibang country or iba't ibang lugar para malaman yung mga kultura ng mga tao doon or yung paniniwala nila, yung mga behavior nila or yung mga ayaw at gusto nila.
So another example, the Mangyan's burial practices. Now obviously this is ethnography because you're striving to understand the burial practices of the Mangyans. Again, ethnography involves the study of a group to understand its organizational or setup, internal operation, and lifestyle.
Second is case study. Case study provides more in-depth examinations of a subject while still using more data collection procedures, and it investigates a contemporary phenomenon within its real-life context. We write case study whenever we want to find out the very reasons why certain thing or certain cases happen to a person or a group of people or to an organization. And because we want to find out and we want to understand why something happens, that it may take a lot of time. So example of this is yung mga crimes or investigations na kailangan talagang maglaan ng oras para mapag-aralan ng mabuti.
So we have here another example, the lone grade 6 speed reader. Meaning to say in this example, our focus is to understand how and why this specific grade 6 student is a speed reader. We want to understand his or her case. because again, case study seeks to find answers as to why a certain thing occurs to the subject.
Third is phenomenology. Phenomenology investigates a phenomenon or a person's experiences, and, and it seeks to understand the essence or structure of a phenomenon from the perspective of those who have experienced it. Now, we use phenomenology to understand the lived experiences of people. This is when you want to talk about some memorable experiences or experiences which are not that common. For example, people who are survivors of typhoon or earthquake. Using phenomenology, we identify how these experiences affect the people who experience them. So phenomenology is more of like a storytelling type of qualitative research.
So here's another example. Travails of senior citizens at the LRT or MRT stations. Meaning to say you're going to interview senior citizens and ask them to tell us their experiences in riding these train stations and what these experiences mean to them. Because again, a phenomenology seeks to understand how people find their experiences meaningful.
Next is grounded theory. Grounded theory generates and modifies a theory about processes that are being studied in a natural environment. It also attempts to classify the situations central in subsidiary processes. If it still remember, one of our purposes for writing a research paper is either to prove, disprove, or build our own theory. Now, if in any case by the time of your data collection or analysis and you've discovered theory, then your qualitative research may fall under grounded theory. That is, grounded theory takes place when a new discovery of a certain theory happens or occurs during the time of your data collection and analysis.
Now in this example, a grounded theory caring of people affected by COVID-19. Although from the title, we cannot really say what kind of theory was discovered, but then obviously, there may be a theory discovered while this researcher is conducting his or her study as regards caring for people who are COVID-19 patients. Again, a grounded theory reveals a discovery of a new theory at the time of data collection and analysis.
Next is historical approach. Historical approach describes how historians conduct research and write histories in the form of accounts of the past using primary sources and other facts such as archaeological evidence. Now, since of course it's back history, then we're going to talk about the past events and how these events affect our present and how they may affect our future. This may involve a careful and thorough understanding of what happened in the past and how these, in one way or another, give changes to what we have in the present and what we're going to have in the future.
Example, the impact of the EDSA revolution. This is obviously historical analysis because we want to understand how the EDSA revolution made an impact to the present and most probably to the future. Again, historical analysis examines primary documents to find the connection of past events to the present or future time.
Last, narrative report. Narrative report involves telling stories about people, experiences, and the significance they derive from them. The final story is created by the participant, researchers, and readers. Now, narrative report is simply a narration of what happened in the past. It has nothing to do with how these past events will affect or affects our present and our future because it falls under historical analysis. When it comes to narrative report, all you have to do is to really describe factually what happened in the past.
For our example, vocabulary buildings of students through the peer tutorial program. Now this is an example of narrative report because in this example, we're just simply explaining what happened in the program, specifically how the peer tutorial program helped improve the vocabulary of struggling students. Again, a narrative report presents events which happened in the past through a logical progression.